Hi friends, this is Chris with Josephine's Design. I am back for that follow-up review on this Braun Face Spa Pro. I also have another one that came in the mail and I'm going to share it with you. So this is and this has to do with PCOS and dealing with one of the side effects of PCOS, which is facial or stray hairs. And it's the most embarrassing thing. It's the most frustrating thing, but I'm just wanting to make it easier on you guys because if you go back, watch my first video, it will talk ad nauseum about all the different things. Oh, sorry guys, let me move my foot here, that I have tried over all the, 40 years of dealing with it. Yes. So this is just, woo, do you like that? This is one of just those little razors. I did not recognize that that's what that was. And it is great for picking up strays. I do not have anything set up with, you get an additional like blade, hold on, razor head, which is nice for backup. You get a little brush with it and you get a charging source, which is nice. And then of course an instructions booklet. I have used these over the years. I went ahead and ordered one just to have for travel, and it works really nicely. Of course it's pink and rose gold. What colors I would not want. I love those. How's that for a double negative? But it's just basically an on and an off. It has a light. Again, because of my eyes, I don't necessarily like the light. But for now, I will keep this and use this. And like I said, I will probably use that. That is not an epilator. An epilator will pull the hair out at the root. And I'll discuss that just a second more. So this was from Walmart.com. Yes, Walmart.com. All right. I've had that in here for a while to get this video done. I'm sorry, guys. This is worth every penny. I have been using this now for a couple of weeks at least, and you do have to be careful. As I have lost weight, my skin on my neck is kind of loose, and it did pinch my skin because when I initially used this, so it has 3 heads. So let me go back. It comes with a base and 3 heads. So one is epilation, one is to scrub and cleanse your skin, and the other one is kind of how you would, it's massaging, it's very comforting. The theory is you put your facial cream on it if you have dry skin, and it will, help hydrate your skin. It is, and this is skin toning is what they call it. So it removes the finest hairs. This one, it deep pore cleanses the brush, and then the skin toning is here. I have literally not used the other two. I do have is it a Mia? Anyways, I've had it for years and years and years. I love those. I just get replacement heads. It works beautifully. I think it's is it Clarion? It's been that long. I've had it for over 10 years. I've loved it. But when I travel, I will just take this. And then this is for toning because I've lost weight and because I've lost so much and because of my age, I'm postmenopause. My skin does not contract the way it used to. So, this will be wonderful as well. I mean, period. Now, the one thing I'd really love to do is I'd love to get an infrared one of these for my skin, but I don't just want LED. I want it to be a real infrared. They're very expensive. My husband just insisted upon one. We had one demonstrated when we were at Keto Orlando. He found it for less money on eBay in perfectly brand new condition. And the only thing he didn't get was the skin one. He got the one for his back, and then I have used it on my knee a few times. And it's fantastic. Matter of fact, I will spend some time this evening or today using it on my knee. So the way this works is these heads, I have not done this yet. So, except for, did it come with it on? Yeah. Okay. So they come off, you can clean them, you can interchange them, and then you just put it on. This is as easy peasy. You put it in its little holder or not. It has a cord. You charge it. This charge has lasted forever, as long as I've had it. So it's been fantastic. I charged it up before I started. I'm good to go. Of course, it's rose gold and I love it. Yeah, it's very nice, very small. It's not big. It will fit in a bag, in a suitcase very easily. I think this is just hands down one of the greatest things. What I really like is that it has just this section from here, you go all the way around to here, and that is where it will pull the hair out at the root. I have found that the closer you get the hair to one of these edges, it will catch easier, if that helps. You can also come at it like that as well. But I usually come at it like that, trying to scoop it and then let it catch. There's that. That's it. It's not super loud. I'm always, because I don't want somebody to come in and say, what is that noise? You know what I mean. How embarrassing. So I literally just, it's charged. It's ready to go at all times. I would say, I think I paid $99 on Amazon. I know I did for all of it. I had some discount coupons. That's how I even did it. It was for more money. And of course, you just need to watch, because you know how Amazon works. One person sells it at this price, another person sells it at that price. They all intermittently have coupons, and some just have them all the time. But I think that I know I'd buy this again. I know, unless they came out with something even bigger, even better. Because the surface level is so small, it's very easy to pinpoint. You're not putting a broad thing trying to catch, and it would catch everything. I find that on my upper lip, it can pull and it's more painful. I tend to not have as many there, thank goodness, and kind of chin and under chin, and that's where I really tend to focus. It is not as sensitive for me. Another thing I would say that I learned in all of this is pull your skin tight. Like I said, it caught some of my skin under my chin where it's a lot more loose because I've lost weight. Also, I think as far as this goes, everything is either not coming back quickly, and or if it is one of those straight hairs that grows quickly, it's coming back softer. I think that is very real. There was something else I wanted to share about this, and I did not write it down. That is my mistake. I'm sorry, guys. Like I said, it does hold its charge. I think it came with a bag, like a low cloth bag. You can put everything in it. I just store everything in the cloth bag in my drawer in the bathroom. I believe, number one, that Braun is a fantastic product. Braun has always made fantastic products. I don't know if it's changing. Everything changes now. People buy out companies. They do it cheaper. I feel like this has been done very well. It's very well made. It is very nice. It's perfect for travel, etc. I know there's cheaper ones out there. I've tried them. This was worth the money. My husband hasn't even asked me in our Amazon, what did you spend $100 on? It takes 2 seconds to look at it and know that what I did was I got something personal that I needed for me, and it was worth every dime. Again, I would purchase this again and again. Hands down, it is that effective. Does it occasionally miss? Yes. You have to, that's where that edge is. What I'm learning to do is use that edge and let it catch. Another thing, this is the main thing I wanted to tell you guys that I couldn't think of. When I first got it, I was very aggressive, trying to make sure that edge would pick up the hair. If you cannot catch that hair, then I highly recommend either letting it grow very long, which you may or may not want to do that. You could then go back in, take it off with one of these if you didn't want it to, or you could tweeze it if you wanted to. If you get too close to the skin, it will give you, what I call rug rash. It will give a little rash. It will agitate the skin. Now, my skin is hypersensitive. I have acute atopic dermatitis. I've noticed on a couple of times on the upper lip of the hair on the upper lip, it has caused a bump. I use this is the weirdest thing I'm going to tell you. So years ago, I discovered this in high school. It was sold by Frost Brothers. It was in a little ceramic pot with a metal lid, and it was outrageously expensive, but I found it to be the best thing for strengthening your nails. It was originally developed for horse hooves to make a stronger hoof for shoeing purposes. This is a nail strengthener cream. For a while, they had come out in this different pot for like $8 or $9 at Sally's. Sally's quit carrying it. It was like, why? I don't know if they have it again. Our Sally's closed post-pandemic or during pandemic. So now I just order off of Amazon. There is one in a tube and one in the pot. I don't know why, but I believe between the two, I carry a tube when I travel, but when I'm at home, I use the pot. I feel like the pot is a little bit thicker. It's probably the same product. It's just maybe my brain, but I have preferred the pot. And I'm not a pot girl. I don't like to use pots. I like it to be very sterile and clean, so I prefer a tube. But I have found in this particular brand, I like the pot better. This, weirdly enough, and I don't know why this is, there are two things I'll use if I get a red bump, whether it be cystic acne, which I don't tend to have as much anymore, and or like an ingrown hair is basically what happens when it gets cut like that and can cause an ingrown hair. I will use this. I will use this on that bump. It will take the redness, the soreness out. Another thing I'll use is, oh goodness gracious. I always want to say diatomaceous bentonite clay. I always want to say diatomaceous earth, and it's totally wrong. Bentonite clay. One of the things I have found that is fantastic by Redmond's Real Salt. They also do some facial bentonite clay type products for facials and whatnot. One of their facials is fantastic. I think it has colloidal silver and bentonite clay in it. And I will literally, it's in a tube, I will literally put a drop on my finger and I will spot it overnight and get up the next day. The redness will be gone. The lump usually is gone, etc. It's a fantastic product. Because I'm so dry, I tend to not use it all over my face. But if I have any red, cystic, or I think it could become cystic acne, or lump, or a ingrown type, I don't know if it's ingrown, I don't know, or if it's just agitated. But these two products will take care of it. So there's some thoughts on that. Bentonite clay is great for drawing things out. So if you've had, I don't know, if you still have acne, many people my age still have adult acne. I have recently had a little acne because I think my body's been out of balance here recently. Having stomach issues for 12 days, running, I think it's going to cause some problems. But my body's getting better. I'm finally getting better, guys. I did, for the first time ever, I did pretty well yesterday. I had a hard time with some of the IBS issues, but the main one that was slowing me down did not happen yesterday, and that was so fantastic. I am beginning to get nutritionally depleted. And I'm just going to leave it there. I knew it. I was heavily focusing on nutrition. I feel like, and people were like, oh, you've lost weight. Well, no, because I would be eating twice. So, and I'm not going to get into it, but there are things that affect our skin when we go through them, whether we are sick with fever, whether we are GI tract sick, whether we are, our electrolytes are depleted, etc. It can show up in our skin. There's no doubt. So things like Brawn, so the skin, the cleanser, and then the toner, those are great things. Now, for the toner, I will only put one of my really good creams on it, or put the cream on my face, and then I will massage it in. I have extremely dry skin. You guys can probably see it in my hands. My dad's hands are the same way. My sister's hands are the same way. It's really weird. I think part of mine is because I've lost so much weight in my hands. It's like a pop balloon, but I've been using beef tallow. I'm getting ready to order some pork lard. I'm very clean organic because pork lard is ironically one of the closest, pork pigs are very similar in their, a lot of their makeup to humans. So hopefully that would be great for my skin. I don't know. I've tried a little bit when I was rendering lard before, and it worked well. But anyway, so here is all this. There's a review of things to try, worth doing, totally worth doing. Would I order this again? Maybe not. But am I going to use it that I have it? Definitely. I will find a use for that. Again, this is Barielle, Barielle Nail Strengthener Cream. And you can get this on Amazon. Look for that bluish, periwinkle-ish color stripe, but always read the fine print. It also comes in a tube. I don't think the tube works as well, but I use the tube in my purse and when I travel. This is the Braun, hands down, it's called the Face Spa Pro. So if you can't see that, it is the Face Spa Pro. It comes with an epilator, a skin cleansing brush, and a skin toner head, and they're interchangeable. Hands down, if they don't come out with anything, better, I will use this probably till the end of my days. I just think it does a great job, and it's efficient. It holds its charge. It's small. It doesn't take up a lot of space. It doesn't make a lot of noise, etc. So this is an A+++++++. If you guys ever seen we call it the Red Ryder BB gun movie. It's called The Christmas Story, and the teacher goes A+++++. Yeah, this is the A+++++. Okay, the old teacher never dies. This is I would give this a good B+. I think in our household, anything below an 80 was failing. I know, tough teacher. But because we homeschool all of our kiddos, if you're new here, anything, and even if you got an 80 or above and you had anything you missed, you still had to do the corrections, and you only got half credit for corrections. I know. I did the same thing in the classroom. So the goal is learn it the first time, right? Yeah, and master it, learn it, that kind of a thing. But I think in a B+++ is a very good rating for this. And it's not its fault. I made the mistake and thought it was an epilator. It's not. So in light of, I was looking for good epilators, this doesn't fit the bill. As a facial razor, it's probably a good A-. Yeah. I don't necessarily like heads like that float and you need to clean them, but you need to make sure that you clean the bacteria in this. You need to make sure it gets thoroughly cleaned. I think that's an important thing. If you have acute dermatitis like I have, then we got to make sure it's really clean. That's it. Period. End of discussion. So anyways, fantastic, different resource, but good, very good, fantastic. As well as the Redmond Real Light bentonite clay colloidal silver mask. Hands down, those are fantastic things. If you want the biggest bang for your buck, go on Amazon and just purchase a big old jar of bentonite clay. You mix it with water, you are good to go. I have that as well, and I've used that for years. I've used it on bee stings, anything you need to draw something out. Even mosquito bites that are really painful or very hurtful. I can at times get really big bites. I don't get bit very often, so there's something about my chemistry, whereas my husband and my youngest daughter will get bit all the time, and hers can get really big, crazy big. I think they've gotten better over the years, but wow, when she was little, they were horrible. And if I'd had known then to use bentonite clay, I would have put that on it to draw out the redness, the soreness, the itchiness, the whole thing. I think that's it. I hope this helps you guys. PCOS is a journey. It is not a death sentence. It is not horrible. It is not any of those things. And I don't say that in a mocking way. I just want people to understand that PCOS is something that you can live with. I've lived with it for over 40 years. From the day I first had my first period in 5th grade. Yes, I had my period very early. And once that began, my PCOS journey began. I just didn't know then. It wasn't diagnosed till I was 18. And I was diagnosed long before anybody else knew the term. So there were no resources except for medications, oral medications that you took to help offset and to help recorrect, because There's just a lot of side effects to PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome. And so, but one of the tools that I have come to love is this whole thing. And I think it's an invaluable tool. Save your money, look for coupons. I would not buy this used. I'm just saying it because it can scrape the skin. I just would never buy it used. I'm very careful about skin and if it gets broken and whatnot because I have acute atopic dermatitis. I have to be. But so when you get a cut on your skin or an irritation, it usually probably heals up no problem. For me, it can linger. It can become infected. It can be a real pain. Our youngest daughter just went through a series of this. She is adopted, so not biological, but she ironically has a similar, acute atopic dermatitis, and they literally did a punch test on her arm, and it came back, dermatitis. And so, and I told her, I said, no, you're pretty acute atopic. You're not as bad as mine has been, but you, which praise God, but you definitely have to be aware of your skin because of your history, of your hives and breaking out and things like that. It has been, she went from hives to weeping wounds. That's a problem. So that's why I don't do things used when it comes to skin, unless it's just something that's a flat surface that would rub on it, that kind of a thing, like this infrared device that my husband has. You put the CBD oil or hemp cream on, and then you just, massage it in. I think that's fantastic. It works very well. I could review that for you guys. It is really worth something to look into. I also have another device that I've purchased for us for Christmas, but I'm going to give it to us for our trip. But my husband doesn't know yet. And it is also infrared technology. I think infrared is amazing. You do have to be careful. It can be cheap LED lights, so you really want to make sure you're looking at the quality of the product. So, and that's why I have not found the infrared hand for the face. I like the one we have for our back and knee is about that big around, and I don't want that near my eyes unless I can really control it, because I have retina issues. So I'm looking for something very small like that. And because we bought a certain brand, they have one in that brand. I just need to find it cheaper. I know. So, yeah, I don't know if my husband's looking for it. I'm sure he's not. For Christmas or my birthday, I'm sure he's not. So I'm going to start looking for that. And it does help with wrinkles. It does help with fine lines. And for anyone who's lost a lot of weight and you have that double chin, saggy skin thing, what I call kind of a chicken neck, yes, I'm really wanting to use that with a good cream and kind of go from there. So that's it. I know this sounds almost vain, and I don't want you to think that this is a vain discussion. I wouldn't discuss it with anyone. Nobody would talk to me about this stuff. And I've done it all from laser hair removal on. And I would just tell you that this is an affordable way to do it at home, that it's not 100%, going to alleviate it for life. But if you're like me and you have those wiry, stinking hairs, and as we get older, they go from black to white, which means laser hair removal won't work. You have to have pigment in the hair. This is a great alternative. And I've never heard good things about electrolysis. As a young girl, I always looked at that and thought, oh, that'd be great, fix all these side effects. But at this point, I don't want that kind of cost, and I don't want that kind of commitment time-wise, because it's an hour. It's an hour each way for me to go to have any of that kind of thing done. So, anyways, great tool, great resource, travels well, etc. So, have these conversations. We are ladies having a conversation about something that's very private and personal, but I'm just here to give you reviews of things that worked for me. I definitely am not like everybody else. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nurse. I'm not a health practitioner. I'm just sharing with you what works in my journey. And I hope I've had so many messages from you guys about that first video or two. And I am just here because I know the heartache. I know the embarrassment. If I told you my stories, you would just be like, oh my gosh. Yes, there were just things that were just incredibly embarrassing. And I had a grandmother who was a beauty queen and a mother who was clearly, homecoming type. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sorority girl. Um, so these things were very important to her. And yet I didn't have any tools to correct what was going on. And it was embarrassing. I did the best I could with what I had available. And so here's this final share. Now, again, if you want me to talk about some of the infrared things that we've tried out for skin and muscle and bad knee joint, I have no cartilage in my right knee at all. If you want to know about that, leave a comment below. Let me know. I will be glad to share all about that. And if I get into the infrared, I'm going to come at it with a very different perspective. I'm going to come at it with more stats, more info, because I think in many ways it's been overdone. In many ways it's been underdone. Does that make sense? So I really want to talk about more of a results type. I'll give my personal opinion, my personal experience, and then I will add in some more information as far as like actual results in people. So, all right, guys, I hope this encourages you today. I pray your day is blessed, creative, and lovely. Thank you so much for stopping by. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. It helps the channel. It's free to you. It helps me, and it helps me be able to afford to bring things like this to the channel to share and give reviews on. And yes, this will be personally used, but I definitely have purchases that get passed on to somebody else because they were fails, and sometimes you can send those things back and sometimes you can't. So I learned that today on a food video that I did for y'all. I ended up with a lot of one kind of food that I personally don't care for, but I will figure out a way to use it. So anyways, hey, worst comes to worst, I stick it on the smoker. Yeah. We are smoking burgers today, guys. Yum. My sweet daughter is helping me out and throwing them out on the grill because she cleaned out tons of stuff out of the camper for me and then reorganized the pantry so I can go back in and reset some things up. And we are in the process of washing all the containers that are out in the camper because everything had to be emptied. And yeah, my sweet husband turned off all the air this summer, and whatever was a food product had to be tossed unless it was a mineral or a salt. Yes, because any kind of oil or wetness would make it rancid. So we have gotten rid of a ton of stuff, and my daughter has been amazing. So, but in the meantime, everything's covered with everything drying, and there's boxes of things that we're still having to wash. So she started the Traeger, and we're going to have lunch because I was like, well, maybe you need to go pick up something. I was like, oh no, we could use the Traeger. So I had pre-made patties in the freezers, in two of the freezers. Some I made, some I bought from Sam's, and they're all seasoned out there on the barbecue or on the Traeger smoker. Traeger is a brand of smoker, and it is like amazing. I've tried other smokers. This has been the best. So anyways, if you want more information on that Traeger, leave a comment below. I can gladly do a video for y'all. It is the Cadillac, in my opinion, of smokers. Fantastic. All right, guys. I hope this encourages you. I love you as much as I love you. God loves you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your kind words. Thank you for those of you that have shared your stories with me. I just want you to know how precious I count those stories. I've prayed for you. I know your battle. If I gave you the long list of PCOS side effects that I have gone through, yeah, it's nauseating when I think about it. So, and I am on the ketogenic type of diet, whether it be keto, ketovore, or carnivore. I go between the three. I do add some PSMF days, protein sparing, modified fat days in there, but I stay within the ketogenic realm. And that is one of the most fantastic diets for PCOS, hands down. The PCOS diet, I think, is that, but you can have sugar. I think. I may be totally wrong on that, so if I'm wrong, leave a comment below. My eldest is always thinking about the PCOS diet, And I think they just eat more carbs, whether it be fruit, vegetables, or whatnot. I don't do that many carbs, so I don't eat hardly any fruit. I do eat a minor amount of veggies, but I'm pretty much protein based. And so, yeah, that's what I do. And I think it has helped my PCOS incredibly. And even Dr. Ken Berry has talked about when you go on a ketogenic diet, you may have some reversal of some of your symptoms from PCOS. And even what we use this for. And I don't disagree at all. My diet has caused a major slowdown in the area of facial hair. So, gosh, it just makes me nauseated to say that sometimes. Sorry. I'm definitely from a different generation. But I just want you to know that there are tools out there that you can use. Okay, guys, I love you again as much as I love you. Jesus loves you so much more. Keep serving him well. And just make it a great day. Make it a great day and take care of yourself. This is a 3-in-1. You get all kinds of things for self-care. So every now and then you do need to invest in yourself. And I find that really hard to say sometimes because I tend to not. And yeah, you do need to invest in good tools that will help you. As much as you want that for your husband, you want that for your children, you want that for your grandchildren, you want that for your sisters, you want that for your friends, you do need to take care of you. All right, friends, I love you. Talk to you soon. Love you. Bye-bye.